So to continue the video, because I ran out of space, the ODJFS decided that I was not in a relationship with this man, Xiao Wei, which Zhenggu Che, professor at the University of Toledo, had lied about and said that I was with a wealthy Chinese guy, and so I was inapplicable for certain benefits of healthcare and whatnot. But you have to understand this was very, very frustrating for me with so many medical bills, worrying that, you know, how am I going to pay for all of this when I already had $50,000 in debt? So I really did not appreciate it. And after my ribs were broken, I also ended up having to file bankruptcy anyways after we paid off $50,000, and we had, I think, $30,000 or $40,000 more dollars worth of debt. And I had enough. 11/7 of 2020, I had gotten a rental car, and I was actually stalked by someone that works with Zhenggu Che's lawyer, Emile Gravel III. I still don't know his name, but he is, his pictures are on the website for Zhenggu Che's lawyer. He literally came by me on Reynolds Road in Maumee, rolled his window down, and told me that I should commit suicide. So to continue the bullying that I endured because of my rape, I was not only bullied by my rapist himself, who stalked me at my work, but by lawyers, other professors. I was bullied and questioned and interrogated in 3 phone calls from the government. Zhenggu Che lied and said I was dangerous and had the FBI come to my house as well and interrogate me. That was a good time. The interesting thing was they'd been watching me for a couple of months. They had admitted that they'd been into my work and followed me around, apparently, throughout Toledo. And they had said they'd come to the conclusion that I was a peaceful person and that I should stay away from Zhenggu Che because he's dangerous. And when I asked if they themselves could handle him and have him arrested for raping me and assaulting me and stalking me, they told me that they only deal with like a professor, for example, if I could find other victims, a professor that had raped multiple people, and they deal with like more mass crime. And so it would have to be dealt with by the local police, who again told me they rarely get convictions on high profile rapists. High profile. He makes $40,000 a year as a lecturer at the University of Toledo, and somehow his worth is so great as a calculus professor that they would not arrest him because apparently that's considered high profile. I don't quite agree with that, and I don't really believe that to be an accurate assessment. One girl, Sheena Marie Barnes, at the YWCA. So most of the YWCA people that Professor Zhenggu Che lied to and tried to make himself out to be the victim to actually did not believe him and did end up believing me and apologizing that their policy is to take in anyone that comes to them. And so he faked the victim and went to the Women's Hope Center in Toledo under Deb Stoll. Deb Stoll actually did give me information about good lawyers to combat him in court, which I think is actually against their policy. Their policy is to take the first person that gets there and then to completely reject the other person. However, it was terrible as a woman that I went to the YWCA and was not allowed to receive counseling because my rapist got there before me. And then, can you imagine this man who's a narcissist? It's like putty in his hands. The women who work at the Y usually are women who've been abused themselves.